but as you say, it's not very likely. And this is the type of comp where, as Gen G, you have a really strong top 2v2. You have really can just leave alone, meaning that Live can, especially post 6, meaning that Live can just freely roam around the map. BDD knows Azir. As basically, the only thing that would make it better is a Renekton in the top lane, but Rascal never ever gets to play that. So
hopefully never again for the teams that play against him.
Yeah,
I can say for us, it's great. It's fun to watch, right? He's excellent on the picks.
So good.
It's always great to watch players that are great on picks play those picks, but not gonna happen for a while here for Rascal, as we are ready to jump into game number 1 of the series.
Talk about, are they going to use this topside prior? But Clid already in the jungle.
Yeah, he's just in here with the red buff, able to get Kroko very low. He's just going to start the blue. He's like, yeah, sure, we'll just leash this up. He does have to be careful, though, because he's got ignited. Will have to flash the fat blue wall there and get out of harm's way. But an extremely...
Meaning that there is a possibility for them as Rascal goes low here.
He's got a shield, though, and he's a big bear. He's getting in there and forces Summit to flash at level 3. So Rascal just once again showing off with his top lane dominance. Bringing in, like, mini Renekton, if you will. We're going to have a lot of trades, though, so that idea is going to have to stop. As B does get stunned up. Rascal trying to go 1v2 up in the top side. He's just slapping Summit, who does not have his flash, and he was ticking it up, and Kroko has to run away as level 4 Udyr had no chance against that guy.
They do better than every other team within the LCK right now, as they are going for the Herald here.
Yeah, and this is on Vision. I mean, Live Sandbox knows this is happening. But can they do anything is the question. It's 3-on-3. They're going to jump onto the Lilia, but he has a stopwatch already, and we're setting up for BDD to just sweep them in alongside the big bear that is Rascal. Summit is desperate to try to get something going. Effort even gets here first before Life, and he's level 6, so might be able to help out and take down the bear. He does at least that. But at the end of the day, Gen G still trade 1 for 1, and they get the Rift Herald minutes, but they get it super low, and no doubt BDD will eventually get it here.
Rascal, buddy.
Yeah, he's in a little bit of trouble. He gets that Hextech ultimatum on him, and now he's just dead. You mentioned it before. Maybe that bear is a little bit too hungry in this game.
I'd say this is moderately annoyed Gen G. Like, they range from Oak Mat to,
yeah,
just not very happy. And I think that's where they are right now, is to go in again.
Oh, Fate with the gank comes in and taps him down. Chaos Storm, they were not expecting the victor in that brush, I'll tell you that. We get the second Rift Herald here on the Kroko. They want to take down this turret up on the top side. They will be successful at that. They have a ton of pings onto that second turret as well in the top lane. They're going to take that down. This mid turret, as we mentioned before, was kind of inevitable that it would go down eventually. But here's Effort again on the top side. He's spotted. But it also means that Rascal can't just sit under the turret and stop the push, so Shirley here looking to get a second charge onto this turret.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you take this as Gen G. I think they can definitely play for Drake. Like, they definitely need to pick for Drake. Yeah, otherwise, it is just a straight up, like, macro blunder. The team fight stage without being afraid, and Summit might get caught here.
Yeah, I think they found the opening. There's a wide open lane here. Summit is going to flash away. And they get the summoner down. Note that there are no objectives right now for the Sandbox to take, so I think that's a good time.
And Liv Sandbox actually playing it super well here. Gen G a little bit desperate there to try and make a play on Prince. Just a single man sleep is not really enough at this point in the game.
Yeah.
And this is an important Drake here.
Effort can just stand here. He's got the Unbreakable Will. There's no steal that is possible unless Clid wanted to try to go for the steal and die maneuver. So you can see Summit is waiting in the wings. And there's certainly a world in which he gets over the wall here, as he will, and you can see Life is just going to get pummeled down. Teleport comes in now from Rascal, but, they're not going to try to force this engage 4v5. Rascal now is just going to get jumped on, but Ruler does an insane amount of damage with the perfect Featherstorm angle. We got the sleep now onto Summit. Do they have the damage is the question to chip away at him. Rascal is big, and he did not go down in that fight, but Effort's got to be the one that pushes forward and gets the vision. I mean, Kroko could do it as well. We've seen him do a bit of that. And you can see that Gen.G's game plan is like, we just want to group up as 5 and take a fight and take objectives, right? There are a lot of pings on the Baron as it has been started here. Summit has TP. Probably going to go back and buy something. Oh, no, he's actually just going to stick around. So half health here onto the Baron. TP coming in now from Fate. Question is it too little too late? The big invade, or rather engage, comes in from Effort, and down goes BDD immediately. But so much damage is coming out from Ruler. He's trying to single-handedly carry this one. He's already taken down 2, as now Rascal is going to get that big engage this time around. Live Sandbox, a lot of damage still on their side, and Ruler having a little bit of trouble just frontlining here, as he will have to flash away from the hook shot threatened by Summit. As now Live Sandbox have found this. They're looking for more, but the shield will come down onto Rascal. And it looks like they have gotten away, although hookshot miss. Flash laser, is it enough? No, he's just gonna die, as Ruler will as well. At least he gets the kill, but he flashed for that one.
It doesn't matter what lane assignment you put on it. Camille is going to be an unmeasurable threat, and that's why Gen.G is drawn to this Baron like moths to the flame. They need to try and force team fights.
Lid is really low.
So low already!
They're forcing it, they have the damage, and yes, Effort comes in, but it might be to his death. As now teleport here from Rascal. He's just going to get gravity fielded there. Nice engage now from Life as he finds the front line, and Prince just dies in the front line again. And that is just huge for Gen.G. They get the pick onto the enemy AD carry and support, and they get the Baron.
And the Live Sandbox topside try so hard. Too fast, boys! And it is the fake bear that gets it done, not the real bear.
Yeah. Minions. And you can see now Rascal is on at the bottom side here. It feels like this game is just ripped apart now. It's like Gen.G found the engage. And now they're looking to take down Life. He has a stopwatch as well, though. Takes a ton of that pressure, but the damage is huge out of this Victor with a Chaos Storm on top of that Rel. Not able to survive.
But they play that fight without BDD there, right? And you do need him. He provides so much consistent damage, and without it, your comp is in a little bit of a rough position as the Sandbox possibly looking to contend.
Oh! Rocco! He's best in the river. That's where he lives. Mid lane. Just chill out.
Oh boy.
Now, Summit is really far down the lane.
Oh boy.
And he's got Alistair nearby, so he feels pretty safe. But the stun comes in, denies the hook shot. And here comes BDD. They're just going to try to 2v1 it as we have a fight in the river as well. You can see that Click gets caught up on the top side, and Ruler is now all alone. He has his GA, but now BDD going to try to help him here. Flash over the wall, and this fight is very messy. Live Sandbox going to take big advantage of this one. Ruler still all alone on the top side. He does not have Featherstorm. The stun comes in, and he is just dead. And they didn't even kill Summit.
Is this going to be the end of the loss streak? It's like Live Sandbox actually going to beat Gen.G here in this game. It's looking more and more likely.
Rascal is still fighting here.
Clear that. Not here for a long shot. Oh, Live Sandbox just going to end the game here.
They're going to go for it. They're going to at least try to do it here. They got about 10 seconds. The engage comes in as the sleep is not there from Clid. They get the Alistair, but that is about it. Life tries to come in here and delay it, but they're just going to focus down that Nexus, and Live Sandbox will be taking this game. Just hit the Nexus, and that they do. Talk a little bit about what happened in this one. You can see the gold graph is, yeah, that's a gold graph. Also a damage graph, as you can see insane damage numbers out of a lot of the members here on the Rift.
Welcome back everybody, and Live Sandbox is taking on Gen.G and they get ahead with one game lead in this series up against Gen.G, and they are looking to get away from their losing streak, and they're keeping their playoffs hope alive. And it was really odd to see, I don't know, Gen.G betting out Italy on their end. So Live Sandbox actually banned out Syndra in the first rotation of their ban. But Gen.G was able to secure that Azir instead of Udyr. So we thought it was really impressive to see Udyr paired up with Camille in the first pick on the red side, because Camille is not a champion that has a high synergy with Udyr, and at the same time Victor also. He's a really strong champion in the late game, but still, that was the way how Leaf Sandbox was able to take the win away from Genji. They focused on the late game scaling power. So because of that Udyr pick, Leaf Sandbox was able to buy time and to hit the power spike of the late game. At the same time, Genji is a team that plays around the bottom lane. They kind of outlane the opponent. They make a lot of points and actions in the early on. But Rel and Alistar, they are 50-50 in terms of the champion matchup. So Genji was not able to kind of bully the lane that hard as much as they used to during the LCK Spring Split. But at the same time, Leaf Sandbox was not playing up to their theme of their comp. So let's take a look at this Herald fight. Leaf Sandbox had the information that Genji was at the Herald, and none of the laner on the side of Leaf Sandbox had lane priority. Azir also revealed himself by clearing that ward, but at that point in game, Leaf Sandbox had no priority on any lane, so there was no way for them to stop this Herald try. So they should have just gotten advantage on the other side of the map, because the blue buff, the Gromp, the enemy Raptor camp was up, and even the scuttle around the dragon pit, and also the dragon was up. So Leaf Sandbox could have just traded the objectives over here. So the bottom duo as well, they had to give up the wave, which means they were losing even harder after this trade. Leaf Sandbox could have just handshaked here with the dragon trade, but they kind of tried to contest for that Herald, and they were not. Keeping in mind that their comp was actually aimed for the late game power spike. And during the losing streak, a lot of people criticized that effort needs to step up in order to break out the slump of Leaf Sandbox. And now let's take a look how he came back. Volibear was at a state where he cannot stop Camille by himself. So Genji on the mid lane, they shoved in the lane in the mid lane, and they made a rotation to the bottom lane. They wanted to find a pick onto Camille, but Alistar actually sneaks into this rush, finding 3 of the Genji members going for a hunt on that Camille. Ruler did react to that with the Featherstone, but still they were already in a very rough spot to take this team fight, and Azir was way too far away to help the Genji members up in the river. And Leaf Sandbox was able to take away this game with this kind of critical team fight in the very late phase of the game. We saw Leaf Sandbox players being very disconnected, making decisions earlier in the split, but today I think they were playing and all on the same page. And Summit was also able to survive that pick attempt coming out from Genji. Unlike most of the people's expectation, Leaf Sandbox took away game number 1 up against Genji, and POG will go over to Summit and Camille. First POG for Summit in the split, and Camille was definitely able to outplay Volibear. Camille cannot win lane up against Volibear during the laning phase, but he was able to pick up some kills, and then he was able to kind of get fed and scale enough to take down Volibear by himself. Kai'Sa and Camille, this comp actually has a bit of a synergy, because she can get a follow-up from Kai'Sa with her ultimate. And at the same time, Leaf Sandbox, they kind of have a very apparent game-winning plan. They always kind of rely on the power that the top side can offer, and this time around, Summit was the one being super fed and taking down the opponents. 7-4-9 is the score of the votes in this POG award for the game number 1 between Genji and Leaf Sandbox, and Leaf Sandbox is continuing their hope for the playoff contention. Now let's move over to game number 2 between Genji versus Leaf Sandbox. Can Genji stay strong, or can Leaf Sandbox get an upset?